keep moving around in this chair because it spins, so I can't sit still. We're just waiting for Aunt to join, but thank you guys for being here and wanting to listen to me talk about my song. I'm really hyped because, you know, it just dropped, and have any of you guys listened to it? I know Idalis has, and I know Janae has. Sophia, have you heard it yet? What's up, AC Wells? Yes. Thank you. I'm hyped. Just waiting.
Yes, sir. You already know what time it is, man.
How you doing?
What's good? What's good, everybody? How y'all doing? Man, proud of you guys.
Thanks,
Proud
man. Helping me write it.
Debut single drop. It's lit.
Yes.
It's lit.
So, guys, this is AC Wells. He is a rapper, singer, producer, and I met him
What else?
I met him like 2 years ago. I want to say, was it 2 years ago? Let's say it was about 2 years ago. And I asked him to help me produce Perfect. Like about, I don't know, in August I asked you to help me, and we finally got it done and just put it out.
Yeah, that's simple. Live over. Sorry, guys. It's like, nah. But yeah, it's been a long time coming, just like, you know, our friendship developing, going from like us performing to us, like, you know, like you said, just working on songs and stuff like that. So it's been a dope journey, and like especially with the creative process of Perfect, with it being like one of the few pieces of production that I have. Sorry, excuse that. It's like a little something pump. But like, yeah, it's one of the pieces of production that's out that I took part of, and I just had a pleasure like making it. It was just like a nice experience. It was something new. It was definitely out of my comfort zone as far as like, you know, the approach and like arrangements and stuff. But it was dope. It was just fun to make. So,
yeah. Perfect has been on my mind for over a year. I want to say maybe a full year. But I had the song, I had like the lyrics and stuff, but the way that it came about for me was I was taking from my own experience, of course, and then I saw my friend kind of going through something that wasn't similar to what I was going through, but the feelings that she was describing were exactly what I was feeling, and I was like, that's the inspiration behind it, because I didn't even know what perspective to write it from. I was like, I don't know how this is gonna come out. And then after like listening to her and talking to her, I was like, this is the song. And I felt like it was my song to like just whoever wants to listen, but I also felt like it was her song to kind of the things that she was dealing with. And then I talked to like my cousin about the song. I didn't even talk to her about the song itself, but I talked to her about like the feelings that she was feeling, and I was like, this is my song. And I told her the lyrics, and she was like, that's the song. And it was, so I'm excited because I finally got to drop something, because I've been talking about it, doing it for years.
Yeah, and it's a journey, man. Like we always be talking about, like the first song is always going to be like, you know, compared to like catalogs later down the road, it's always going to be the one.
Yeah.
That's like, you know, the start of it all. So yeah. I'm just excited to see like what else comes from your artistry. And real quick, I want to shout out everybody that's joining the chat. Shout out my man CW in the building. That's my bro right there.
Hey.
But yeah. For those who are now just tuning in, we're discussing Shonari's debut single, Perfect. It's out streaming everywhere. Make sure y'all go get that jump. If y'all don't, y'all can unfollow me now. It's simple as that. But yeah, make sure y'all go stream that joint. And yeah. So what else you want to talk about? You know, for me, I had some questions I wanted to ask you. So like, when it came to developing the song, like tell the people, if you haven't answered this already, tell the people like what was the inspiration behind you making this your making this song and making this your single.
So at first it started out as a whole EP, and I had it like written out and everything. I was like, and Perfect was supposed to be the ending song on the EP. And I started to set out making the EP, and things were just not clicking. So I worked with somebody who told me, I was like, it's not sounding right, and they were like, it's never gonna sound the way you want it to. You're just gonna have to get used to that kind of attitude. And I was like, all right, cool, we good. Like it's okay. Like I have no hard feelings or anything, but it's definitely like I'm not gonna settle for less than what I want. Even if it's not perfect, I'm not gonna settle for less than what I want. So that kind of discouraged me at first, but then um, going out on a limb and asking you to help me produce it really brought it to life. So the reason why it was my debut was just because I was just excited to finally have something out there. I've been talking about writing music, putting music out for like years, like since I was probably 10, 11.
Yeah, I'm glad you actually like taking that step out on faith to do it. So like, what made you like, what inspired the song itself? Like you creating the actual song, like the writing, the emotion behind it all.
I felt like I needed a statement piece that kind of captured a lot of the pressure that I put myself under and a lot of the pressure that I felt like other people were putting me under. Even though like nobody really told me those things. There were a few people, but like nobody really put that pressure on me. But I felt the pressure, I guess. I don't know. To just be on my P's and Q's, to not like say anything outlandish. Like every time I said something when I was younger, it was like made fun of or whatever, depending on like what I said, how I said it, the way I walked away, I did anything, just always criticized. And I became kind of like a people pleaser in a sense. And so that's where the whole who am I doing this for anyway, like who am I making music for anyway, like regardless of whether or not the entire world likes my song, which is cool, if they do. And if they don't, I mean, such is life. But I mean, I have to remember, and that's what the song is, it's me telling myself to do it for me, nobody else. So that's where that came from.
What's good, Ty?
Yeah,
baby girl right there.
What's up? Favorite?
Yes, because that's definitely the type of. Oh, my God.
No, go ahead. I was gonna read Sophia's question.
Oh, good.
What was your favorite part of the development process for Perfect? Favorite part was getting it done. No, seriously. My favorite part was hearing the first mix and being like, this is it. Actually, that's not true. My favorite part was hearing the final mix, because the first mix, I was like, oh my gosh, I hate this song. It's horrible. I played it for my parents and I was like, it's horrible. It's never going to come together. It's horrible. It's the worst song in the world. I'm never going to be a singer. That was literally what was going through my head, because I guess I'm just dramatic in my head sometimes. And I was really stressed out. Do you say so? I know I'm just, anyways. So, but hearing the final mix was the best part, I think.
Yeah. My favorite part was definitely, well, all right, so I got two favorite parts. I got the favorite part like making the beat, and then I got the favorite part like the stuff after. So my favorite part making the beat was making the bridge. I ain't gonna hold you, the bridge. Like, I went out the box on that jump.
The bridge rides. Like, it's so good.
Yeah, like that's like my favorite part on the jump. And then outside of like the actual creation of the music was the side where like, when you were asking questions about like song registration and like certain royalties and things, like I kind of like admire that part of the side of like music creation, because a lot of artists out here, a lot of like what's good, Josh, a lot of indie artists out here, they don't really understand that it takes more than just creating a song and just throwing it on SoundCloud or somewhere and you expecting to get like famous. You know what I'm saying? Like it's levels to it. Like you got to really understand the business side if you want to really capitalize on your name, because at the end of the day, you have worth at the end of the day. And how can you know your worth if you don't self-educate yourself? Like the same way that, we practice years from growing up, learn how to write songs, how to sing, how to rap, we should be putting that time in to understand the business side. So that was also my favorite part.
Okay, that's cool. I agree though, because like I learned that I knew that there was a business side to it. I was like, I'm ready. And then I low-key put out the song too fast for myself. Like I was like, oh, I'm ready. I just put it out. And then I'm like, oh, wait, I have to register myself. Oh, wait, I have to register myself. Oh, wait, I have to do X, Y, and Z. And so I literally spent all of this week playing catch up with my own momentum.
Yeah. But it's also good in a way, because at the end of the day, like, think about it. Like, this is your first song you're putting out to the world. So, like, think about, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to compare yourself to nobody, but just think about your position, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people that put their first songs out, including me, we wasn't thinking about no royalties. We was just like, hey yo, we spamming our friends, spamming our mutual friends. Like, hey yo, crank my song, share this to whoever. We
Yeah.
just trying to get the numbers, but like you like having the mindset that you have like already, you like, nah, I want to do this the right way. So if something do jump off, we coasting. You know what I'm saying? We not
Right.
scrambling last minute. Like so, you in a good position.
Actually, what you said just now, the whole like comparing yourself to other people, just reminded me of something. Everybody and their mother dropped music today. Everybody.
Nah,
Literally,
it's Friday.
you have famous people. You have famous people dropping their music today out of nowhere. You have all these indie artists dropping their music today out of nowhere. And I saw that and I was like, thanks, guys. On my drop day, thanks, guys. Thanks for doing that to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I got over it. But at first, I was stressed. I was like, really? This is how this is. But that whole thing,
That's the
compare yourself
industry.
to other people.
Yeah. Like the industry, it's definitely like a lot of noise out here just because like technology, like almost everybody do music now and everybody got a setup. So it's like easy for people to just put stuff out. But you know, good music travels, like, you know what I'm saying, no matter how much noise it is. If you're making good songs, like, you know, the stuff that you working on. Oh yeah, I can't wait for y'all to hear this other song that like she working on. I ain't gonna get no details because I ain't trying to spoil nothing. But like she working on some stuff for y'all. Like I'm not even gonna cite it. I'm just happy to be part of it. Shout out my man EB. That's my brother right there.
So,
Yeah. So all right. So let's talk about like music that you working on, that you got coming up. You know what I'm saying? You know, build some anticipation because all 8 people in here will definitely like to hear what you got. You know what I'm saying? What's up with that? Let's talk about the EP. You know, other singles. What's up? What's the plan?
Okay. I'm working on another single that was never going to be a part of the EP. It just literally built itself, and that's the one that we're working on right now.
Right.
And then after that, I'm gonna try and finish building the EP. I'm also trying to make other kind of moves in my life at the same time, so it's kind of like hectic all at once.
Yeah,
But you know, if that's the thing, I feel like as artists, like, I mean, you too, like, you're always telling me how busy you are. Like, we like to be busy. We like to have our hands in like every single like aspect of our artistry, like kind of at the same time. And it can be a lot, but like it's so much more rewarding when you're like, I pulled that off, or like this song is like really good, or I got into certain places, like, you know. So what about you? How are you feeling about some new stuff that you're working on?
Man, I'm working like you said, like working on multiple things at one time. Like, yeah. But since we're talking about all right, so I'm gonna answer your question first. All right, so
Okay.
I'm working on like 3 different projects, but the one that's coming out soon is I've been like trying to build anticipation for. It's a project that I'm calling Paradise 2. It's a sequel to my first EP that I released under my old alias Antflow, but it's, you know, all my new music is gonna be released under my new alias AC Wells. So I'm working on that, and I'm working on a couple other projects. But before I drop this Paradise 2 project, I wanted to put out a EP to help, like, you know, build anticipation for it. Kind of like my version of Days Before Rodeo, you know, Travis Scott. Any Travis Scott fans out there, y'all know what I'm talking about. But yeah, and it's definitely like fun. Like I haven't felt like this like free to just create with no boundaries in a minute. Like since I first started doing music, because like when you first doing music, you just doing whatever come to mind, and that's the space that I've been trying to keep myself in now, instead of just like trying to put a fence around like what I create based on like certain projects that I'm working on. Like I'm just in a space where I'm just creating whatever inspires me, and if it fits this mold, I'll drop it in that basket. So by the time it's all said and done, certain things will come out on, you know, on its own time.
Yeah. And like something else that you said before, you were talking about how like everybody is kind of doing music now. I feel like you're one of the examples of like everybody doing it, but like getting to this point, you just have like a natural ear for music. You were like, okay, I haven't taken any lessons or anything, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And then like, you're doing it, and like everything, like for the most part, like everything that I've heard from you and then working with you like has been like really good. And I've just been like, I don't know, that's like inspiring, because like I don't do any production stuff, that's why I asked you to help me. But just to like see people kind of like going up and doing things and making their own boxes and being their own selves and becoming like better and better and better, you know, at whatever. Like you were like, I'm a rapper, I'm a singer, but I need music, so I make music. And you know, okay, now I have music and I'm a rapper and I'm a singer, but now I need it to be mixed and mastered, so I'm gonna teach myself how to mix and master. And it's like, you know, just knowing that those people, like having those people around me who do stuff to get to where they need to get to, like don't like just stop when it gets hard, is really like exciting and empowering. Like my best friend Janae is just like that. Like she literally, every time she starts something new, she's like, okay, this might be impossible, but I'm gonna get to the top of this mountain. Like I'm gonna start this business regardless. And that's just kind of how she's always been. So it's lit.
Yeah. You definitely got to keep people like that around you. Like you are who you surround yourself with. And for the past couple of years, I've been like really starting to see that like certain things change. Like when you really start to focus on you and like your passions and where you really trying to go, you start to see like, you know, the dead weight fade away because you're no longer giving them that thing that kind of like held you back in a way. But yeah, I also wanted to talk about what we were talking about earlier as far as like doing multiple things at one time. So I'm pretty sure all creatives out there in this chat, or just people in general, like all creators out there know understand what we talk about when we like say like, you know, as creators we're naturally sporadic. Like we one day we doing this, one day we doing that. So it's like for you as an artist, how do you maintain organization and that balance with working on your craft, you know, trying to, you know, get your career and livelihood together as well? Like how do you balance like both worlds?
I feel like right now I'm kind of learning how to do that because I'm organized. I'm not organized. I can organize other people's lives like that. Like I can tell you exactly how you need to do something, why you need to do it, when you need to do it, all things. But then when it comes to myself, I think I'm just kind of like all over the place. But I'm learning, you know, now that I have like a real job and like real stuff to work out. Like I'm learning that I need to like write stuff down and like take time out for doing things. And if I really want to make a song, then I have to write the lyrics first. I have to find the music first. One of those two things. I have to find people who are going to help me make it the best that it can be. And like before, it was just like, okay, we'll just do this and then throw it out and we'll see what happens. So now I guess that comes with just like being older, maybe, but also like having more experience in like working with other people and like actually trying to do my own thing.
I got you. Makes sense.
Organization's difficult.
For me, man, it's hard. Like just staying organized. That's why, like me, I have to have like a checklist or something. Yeah. And then also like keeping certain people around that are gifted in that. Like the same way we're gifted in like creating, other people are just naturally gifted at being organized, setting things in place, setting things in motion. So that's like my regimen. I like to surround myself with people that fill those voids of the things that I'm just not strong in. Like, and it's like I feel like to be successful, you have to like, you don't never use any excuses of your weaknesses, quote unquote, but you have to acknowledge them and find someone like-minded like you that is gifted in that. So that way, no matter what happens, like if you fall, they're gonna pick up that slack because that's just naturally what they good at.
Yeah. We were talking a little bit ago about kind of like being artists, trying to stay true to like a positive message. You know, like we're chilling right now. Like we're not like on this like upper echelon, I think that's the word.
Not yet.
But like kind of moving up into that. Like we were talking about kind of like trying to maintain that. Like I don't know. I feel like I'm scared to I personally feel like I can hold my own and like still not turn into something that I don't envision myself being or something I don't want to be. I still want to like stay true to like being a spiritual person and like give light back to the world, because I feel like that's kind of my purpose with writing. I feel like that's what matters to me, is like making people feel loved and understood and showing God's love through what I do. But like sometimes I get nervous about it, but for the most part I'm like, I think I can. But you know, people are like, you won't be successful like that. How do you feel about that?
Before I answer your question, why do you feel nervous about it?
I mean, I feel nervous about it because you get into a space and if you don't have like the right people around you, like things can like just go completely wrong. Like
yeah, I get that.
Like short story, freshman year of college, like I was around an entire group of people who were not, sorry, ignore Coco. Everybody say hi to Coco if you hear him barking.
Good,
I was around like a whole group of people who just weren't, who were caught up in school, and like everybody gets caught up in school, so like that's no fault of their own, but like me by default I got caught up in school. You know, so like I feel like it's a realistic worry to get caught up.
Yeah, that's actually hitting the nail on the head in a way. Like you said earlier, like you are who you hang around, and if you around like people that's like kind of not in line with like where you trying to go, you're gonna find yourself veering off because that's the energy you're keeping around.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm gonna finally answer your question. So
Yeah,
you was asking me like how do I feel about that, like the industry that we're like trying to like embark ourselves on, and the like the evil around it. So like how I feel about it, I definitely notice it. Like it's not something that like you can't ignore. Like it's like the deeper you get into it, like the more you can't ignore it. Like it's like your eyes, like you no longer become innocent or ignorant to it. Like you know how like you be hearing like the conspiracy, like Illuminati and stuff like that. Like
oh yeah.
yeah, like you know in high school, like, I would hear about it. I'm like, hi, y'all funny. But like it's like the more I really like dive into this music, you know, the more I start to see like it really is a spiritual warfare out here. Like you know. And especially in the times that we're in right now, 2020 has been like one of the craziest years of all time. Like with not even with we could leave the pandemic out of the discussion, and there's still so many crazy things going on crazy. So it's just like I'm definitely seeing a lot of things happening that's been spoken in the word.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely seeing God move in a lot of different ways. It's like my purpose with my music was to spread a message of positivity, not include word into it. But for some people that don't know, like about God, or some people that don't even believe in God, I feel like my purpose has always been to like speak to people like that, the people that, what I'm saying, just not, just don't understand that. Because you could preach to the choir easily, you know what I'm saying? But what about the people that sitting in the back? You know what I'm saying? What about the people that don't want to come because they feel like they're just going to be judged for just who they are, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that there's a void that needs to be filled. There's a bridge that needs to be, built for them, for the people like that. And I definitely understand that, you can't do but so much, but at the end of the day, you can't force it. I just want to plant seeds and like, in the people. So for me, like, I don't mind sacrificing like big amount of numbers and views like that, because like if I could just like help one person or like help 1,000 people, a couple thousand people, then my job is done. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, no matter how hard you try something, if it's not in God's will, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. No matter like how good it is, no matter how bad it is, like if it's not in His will, it's just not gonna work. So I just been trying to like transition more into just staying true to myself, true to my purpose and my artistry, because that's the only thing that's gonna keep me sane and keep my soul intact throughout this whole journey. Like whether I get it done or not, you know what I'm saying? By the end of the day, like I want to make sure like I didn't lose who I was in the process.
Yeah. I think one thing for me though, like with that, like figuring, like losing who you are, I'm still kind of figuring out who I am. Like I feel like just growing up, like I said, I kind of turned into, I guess, a people pleaser at points. So like I would just kind of lie about like the things that I liked on like the most basic levels. You know what I mean? Like I would be like ashamed to like Disney Channel. Okay, like on the most basic levels. But it kind of like progressed into liking like singing the way that I wanted to sing, liking musicals and musical theater and stuff. Like I would just kind of like hide that stuff. So I'm in this space right now where I'm trying to figure out who I am. Like I don't normally even go by my first name. And like, because Shonari has meant so many things to me in so many different ways. And so now I'm not trying to like turn her into something, but I am trying to discover myself on this plane of not being scared to be myself.
Mm.
So when it comes to like that stuff, like the other day my aunt was asking me, she was like, well, what kind of music do you write? I was like, I think I write pop music. I think I write R&B music. Okay, well, how would you describe yourself? Are you like edgy? I was like, I don't think I'm edgy. I think I don't know. People tell me I'm bubbly, but then she's like, that picture that you took is edgy. And I'm like, okay, the song that you wrote is edgy. Am I edgy? I don't think so, but maybe. So like kind of like figuring that stuff out is hard, but also like the fun part of finally putting out music. Like I get to hear it and be like, okay, that's just how my voice came out. That's just how my song came out. So one day it's going to turn into who Shonari is. I feel like for most of my life I've been trying to figure out who she is, because she's always been like this distant, like if you're called by Shonari, you gotta like sit up straight, you gotta like say things properly, you can't like make any mistakes, you have to be on your P's and Q's 100% all the time. So I was like, okay, don't call me Shonari. Don't call me Shonari. If you know me, if you love me, you won't call me Shonari. And like my family can attest to that. So I'm kind of getting used to her. Not that I have a personality disorder, but I'm getting used to her.
No, that's tough. That's tough, because I'm just imagining like all the countless people that relate to that story, but just don't have the voice or the strength to say it. So you being that voice for them is gonna help them get through them, you know, being comfortable in their own skin to stand up for themselves. Yeah. So that's perfect. No pun intended.
No pun intended. People have been saying that to me all day. This song is perfect. No pun intended. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yeah. I'm like, y'all enjoy the song. I'm really excited. My friend said that she could hear it on movies. I was like, okay, let me go sell it to a movie real quick. Yeah, let me do that.
That's lit. And with that.
Yeah, let's go. Then they'll ask us to produce the whole entire soundtrack for the movie. They'll be like, oh, it's lit. We here. Yeah,
we about to pull a Black Panther TDE out this jump.
Yes.
That'd be dope. I definitely love to do that.
I kind of like the Spider-Man soundtrack better than the Black Panther soundtrack, though.
Hey, shout out Chitty, man. I've been reading your comments, bro. Thank you. I appreciate the love you giving, man.
That's my dad.
I'm at Apo in the building. Oh, that's your dad. What's good, Pops? Yo.
That's my dad. We were talking before, like, while he was asking questions.
Okay.
We were talking.
That's love. That's love, man.
Oh, wait. Sophia asked another question. What'd she say? What did you find most surprising in making the song? Did it make you learn something new about yourself? I don't know if it made me learn something new about myself, but I think it made me come to terms with some stuff about myself that I wasn't trying to come to terms with. Like, I guess, like, I had like anger towards people and like situations for like putting pressure on me. Like I was talking about before, like I felt pressure from people who weren't even really talking to me. It was just kind of like the judgment in like the eyes or whatever. And I think that was it. Like, I mean, I just came to terms with, was I really angry at them or was I angry at myself? And if I'm angry at myself, then why am I angry at myself? Like, I'm supposed to be Shonari for me. And like, again, like that's the refrain of the song. I do this for me. I do this for me. Who am I doing this for anyway? So that's kind of where that came from. I don't think that I learned anything, but I did come to terms with stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess for me, like, more confidence in my ability to like collaborate with other people and really like take their vision and like help bring it to life. Because like I told you the other day, like I was listening back to like one of my first like productions, like pieces that I ever made. That joint was trash, man. So like comparing that to now, I'm just like proud of seeing my growth. Because you know how sometimes like when you're in the mix of trying to like really, like I'm sure a lot of artists out there and creatives out there can attest to this, like when you're in the middle of doing the work, like you don't really see your progression because you're in the middle of it. You just like, dang, I'm not where I want to be.
Yeah.
But like everybody around you, they're like, yo, like keep going, bro. Like the people that you really inspire, like they see you, they watch you 110% like all the time, and they notice your growth and your patterns, and it inspires them to keep going whatever that they trying to do. So like for me, it just more confidence in my craft, and it just felt good to just be a part of something that wasn't mine.
I'm excited to get to that point that you're talking about, where like people are like seeing like your growth, because like this is my first, but you've been putting out music for how many years now?
6.
Yeah. So like you've been doing it and working hard, and like people are like, yeah, like this is it. Like this is where you're at. So I'm excited to get to that point. I'm not rushing it, but I'm excited to get to that point.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, people like that have known you for like your whole life. I'm sure they see like growth in you as a person,
Yeah.
and in your craft, and in your confidence level in your craft. So don't sleep on you, man. Definitely don't. Yeah, you a goat too. You definitely a goat. Like I got to keep up with you. Like,
Thanks, man. Thanks.
yeah.
No, I'd be stressing. I'd be out here like, oh my gosh. I almost died last night when the song went live. I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I woke up at 3 a.m. 3 a.m. like, okay, am I alive? Off of one song. And I had to sit back and be like, really, sis? Really? Like, go back to sleep. And then I was almost late to work because I slept too much.
Nerves, man.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you want to impress people. That's the thing about like stuff, you know. But as long as you do it for you and staying true to you, you're gonna be at peace with it regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah. But those are all the questions I had. Anybody else have any questions?
Yeah. Anybody want to ask anything?
We got. Shout out all 8 people that's been rocking with us in this live.
The whole time. Y'all been here. Should we answer some of my dad's questions that he put out there?
Oh, of course.
So maybe we answer. What were some things you've done to develop your voice? Oh, I'm taking singing lessons, guys. I'm starting to take singing lessons. It's lit. And are you doing anything?
Me, YouTube University.
Hey, it's lit.
A lot of
free.
You're right. I'm just putting in my 10,000 hours.
Yep.
And just learning. I've been doing a lot more networking, like trying to like collaborate with more people because I'm a bit of an introvert, sometimes, and I realize in order to impact people, you got to invest in people as well. You can't just expect to like people. You got to give people a reason to love you, and sometimes that reason can literally. Yeah. I don't know if you heard that last part.
You said sometimes that reason can literally be.
Hello? Can you hear me?
You said that reason sometimes can literally be. Oh, whoever's trying to call him is really trying to. There you go.
Yeah, it's one of my folks.
Okay.
But it's thing. I forgot what my train of thought. So yeah, like one of the best ways is just literally to invest in other people. Because it take 2 to argue and it take 1 to show love. So.
I've never heard that, but that's really profound.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Though, like, it's fact.
Where is that from?
I don't know. I just I was driving, thinking about that. Like it was the other day. I was leaving work and I was like, "Kill," because I recently what was it? I don't know how long ago. It was a few weeks ago. Like I recently met up with an artist who this dude's talented too, man. And I pulled up on his video shoot, and this is my first time meeting him and like the whole people that was there. One of the guys in here now, his name Apo, and he like one of the coolest dudes you'll ever meet. Apo is like a real stand up dude. But like I thought about that saying when this like. I don't know, like the past couple weeks, it's been kind of weird because like we're all in this group chat, and it's been kind of silent lately. And one of the people in the group chat called me, like I was at work, and they called me asking about like a certain situation that happened, and I was just giving them my honest answer. And sometimes like you never know what people go through, in their lives, and it's like it really is like a spiritual warfare out here. So you don't know what people going through. So that like if like somebody is like displaying some type of like negative energy, as long as I'm like staying true to myself and showing like genuine positive love, I'm at peace at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Being at peace with myself. So when I was at work, I was just thinking about that situation, and then thinking about a situation of someone that I know recently passing. And they were like the type of person that was just all about showing love with their creativity, bringing other people along as well. So I was just thinking about both of those situations hand in hand. and I was really just trying to analyze like the value of life, because like our time on this earth is really borrowed, like it's really short. So I was just thinking like, wow, it really do take two to argue, and it take one to just show love. Like, you know, it's like any even if I have like the chance to argue with somebody, or like an idea come across my head, whether it's like if it comes from ego or whatever, like I'm gonna just choose to like show love at the end of the day, because whatever we could be arguing about, whatever like the situation could be, it's just not worth arguing about, because at the end of the day, it's a bigger picture to all this.
Yeah.
So that's why I like, thought about that.
Yeah.
I'll be wrapping you up, man. You gotta give me a timer or something. I'll be talking too much. Like,
You can talk. It's all good. We could be on here for another 10, 15 minutes. We can do our thing.
oh yeah, because IG do have a little timer, right? Isn't it like an hour or something?
Oh, it does?
Yeah, I think IG lives have like an hour or 45-minute timers.
I had no idea. I
Yeah.
was like I said earlier, I was cool with doing like 45 minutes. But yeah, like I feel like just bringing that all back to music, like that's kind of the point of doing music, is trying to show people that you can love first. Because we just get in the problem with the world today is the fact that we don't listen to each other. We shoot first.
Right.
Yes, I use the word shoot. Because that's our first instinct. I don't even know that that's an instinct. I think that's kind of what we've been taught and like passed down.
Yeah.
And I feel like as artists, our job now, the job that we're trying to take, the job we're applying for, the job that we're doing, is to show people to love each other first, listen first, and then maybe if you have to judge, then judge. But I mean, even then.
Right.
Yeah. How do you make money from it? Can you talk about monetizing your music? How do you make money from it?
Oh, you want to answer this?
I'll answer with my limited knowledge.
Right.
Okay, so basically what you do is you put out the song using a distributor, that's the word. You put out the song using a distributor, and every time that song gets played, the distributor gets notified by whatever platform it was played from, and then you get like a few cents for every single play that's done. And then once you hit a certain amount of cents, you get that amount of dollars back, because the distributor will normally take a percentage. When it comes to like posting stuff on YouTube, it is not just done through plays, but it's also done through the amount of subscribers you have on your channel. So subscribe to Shonari on YouTube.
I see that plug over there plugging.
Hey, and it's not even shameless because it's my life, so we here.
It's your world, man. We all just living in it right now. You know what I'm saying?
And you're AC Wells on YouTube, right?
Oh yeah. Y'all can follow me on y'all see my Instagram with it. Y'all can follow me, and my YouTube channel is AC Wells, A.C.Wells, space Wells. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on some music videos. I actually got a video shoot tonight with my buddy Chief Panda. Shout out Chief Panda. He's also an amazing artist from the Waldorf area. Waldorf be in the building. Real quick, I want to shout out King Gino. I see he one of the viewers that's been in here hanging with us. Shout out that man. He's a real talented dude as well. He's been putting a lot of work in with the guys over in La Plata and Quality Touch. So yeah, shout out him. But yeah, my answer. So like, wait, what's the question again? I'm sorry.
Monetizing music.
Oh yeah, so like they was just like, how do you monetize, or like understand?
Yeah.
Right, so with monetization, like there's different like things you have to have in place to get as much money as you're owed in a way. So like, so when you put out a song, you can reach out to like a distributor. Like there's distributors like CD Baby, DistroKid, Lander, TuneCore. These are like for indie artists like Shonari and I and anybody else in the chat. So what these distributors do is like you submit your songs, it goes through like this little criteria thing, make sure you own the rights to whatever you're putting out, and then they release it to like Apple, Tidal, Spotify, you name it, all of the platforms.
And you can find perfect on all of those. Go ahead.
All of those. Plugging. But yeah, so like with each stream, there's like she said, there's a certain amount of cents generated from it. But what a lot of people don't realize is that there's a lot more that you can do to make sure you're recuperating as much money as possible. So for example, say somebody like if you a North American artist and you put out a song, say somebody in Africa is really rocking with your stuff, like really bumping your stuff. Somebody in France, how do you expect to get royalties internationally? Why? Why? You have to have a publisher, and publishers help get the international royalties. So it's kind of like you're like, imagine you being like this surge protector. You got like a bunch of holes, like, you know, plugs, like these different like um companies like pretty much plug into you to get you your money that's generated off of your music. Like there's so many different ways to like register and monetize off your stuff. You could just like from selling CDs out the trunk of your car to like the streams. Like
Yeah.
having a publisher, having a also having like an ASCAP or BMI. Like those are like performance royalties. So like if you're on stage, like, you know, there's money generated from that. Or if like your song is being played in a restaurant, there should be money generated in your pocket for that.
Yep.
And also like sync licensing. It's like so many different ways to get paid now, just like with technology. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I
where
hope
your
I answered the
degree.
question like right. I'd be rambling, but I hope I answered the question correct.
Cool, you got it. You got it. That was a whole, like I said, that was your YouTube degree. Mine was in hair, but I'm going back for my second in music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Will there be any live performances coming? No, not that I know of. But, you know, once there's more music out, I'm definitely going to be doing more live performances. Anything that like I can help you with on vocals, like I would definitely be down to do, you know.
I got some stuff in the works, like show wise, for like, you know, when COVID start acting right, I'm bringing back Offline Vibes. For those who don't know, Offline Vibes is like this showcase that me and my good close friends started in the Waldorf area to really cultivate the industry in the DMV, especially out here, because there's a lot of talented people out here in my city, and I'm just trying to like help provide a platform for them to like do their thing. And also like I'm gonna be doing some like live like concerts. Shonari like inspired me to do like, you know, some live like concerts. So I'm gonna start doing some of those. I've been like connecting with people. Me and my manager have really been working hard to find some like a venue for us to do live. So there's stuff in the works, y'all.
Yeah. It's all coming. It's all coming.
Yeah. Stay on the lookout, man, for real, for the cookout. I can't see the new comments, so I can't.
You can't see the
really
new comments? There's
No,
only.
I think it's. Yeah, I can't see the new ones.
It's okay. But guys, thanks for hanging out with us. We're gonna close it down in a few seconds, but I just want to say personally, thank you for listening to the song. If you have, thank you for, you know, there have been a lot of people who have reached out to me and said that they really like the song, and like that just means a lot to me because, you know, I've been stressing. I've been stressing. So thank you for liking it. Thank you for sharing it with like family and friends. Like that just means a lot to me, and I feel like, you know, with the more stuff, the more that stuff comes in, the better and better it's gonna get. And then maybe I'll be playing some well, it'd be nice if I could play Madison Square Garden, but maybe I'll be playing Perfect Blue down the street.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Oh wait, there is one more thing. Oh, thanks, Dad. Thanks. You did a great job in the thing. And is there anything you want to say?
Perfect. Streaming everywhere. Make sure y'all go get that jump, man. Yeah. And also be on the lookout for new content from me and Shonari. If y'all want to follow me on Instagram or any social media, all my social media accounts are acwells_. And yeah, hope to see y'all next time. And yeah.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, y'all. Dude.